What is up, everybody? It's my honest review and thoughts on Pokemon Scarlet. And as of recording this, I had about 50 hours of gameplay into it. All the gameplay you'll see in this is from my playthroughs. So let's jump right into it. I was like, here's some of the things I really enjoyed about the story. The storyline, I like how it's technically 3 different stories all put into one, because it branches off into 3 and then comes back to 1. We'll get into the stories later. I like the fact that it's open world. You can complete it at your own pace, however you want. Whether you want to do the Team Star storyline, whether you want to do the Pokemon League storyline, or if you want to do Path of Legends. It's great. I like it. Also, the core Pokemon mechanics are still there, right? It still feels like a Pokemon game. And then the gimmick mechanic for this one is terrestrialization, or however you pronounce it. I think it's a pretty cool feature. On top of that, it really adds more depth to the game, because you could take, let's say your grass type and have it terrestrialize into a fire, and now you're not, weak to fire. Also, the other thing that I think a lot of people really overlook is the quick battles. You could be walking through the field and just throw out your Pokemon and just do the real quick battles, and it just farm XP that way. I think that's great. Some things that really burn my buns when it comes to this game has to be no voice acting. Come on, Pokemon. When are you going to add some voice actors? And number 2, the frame rate drops. The frame rate drops are atrocious. On top of that, the screen tearing, atrocious. And on top of that, I'll be talking to a person. Next thing you know, the screen zooms in for the cutscene, or the part where they talk to you, and it's just a floating Pokeball. It don't make no damn sense. So when it comes to the story, this is the part where, spoiler alerts, this is about the story. The 3 different parts, I've already basically touched on it. It's Path of Legends, the Pokemon League, and then the Team Star. So we'll start with Path of Legends. I loved it. Thought it was great. It really touched me, especially since Arvin, the main guy you're doing Path of Legends with, the whole reason why he's doing it, he's trying to get his old buddy, that dog, back to health. And as you're doing it, you're realizing, okay, these herbs that we're all getting during Path of Legends, powering up my riding Pokemon, whichever one you get for whichever game, right? Pokemon League, just standard Pokemon. You go through, you go to the gyms, you complete a challenge, you go to the gym leader. Yeah, the Pokemon League, never had an issue with it. It's a core mechanic when it comes to the Pokemon game. And then Team Star. I absolutely hated the Team Star. Atrocious. Storyline, terrible. Cutscenes for Team Star, so goddamn long. If you're going to give me a 20-minute long cutscene where it's nothing but me reading, at least give me a voice actor. Shit. Terrible. 2. It's just bad. I think there's 5, and then of course the leader. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's cool how you got to go through the different parts of it, and you got to use the new mechanic of throwing out your Pokemon to battle, and then you ultimately culminates into fighting the leader for said area, right? Okay, I'm cool with that. But the biggest issue I had with Team Star is the fact that all the other Pokemon games, right? We have Team Rocket, Team Aqua, Team Magma, right? These are actual crime syndicate, crime organizations, right? Even Team Yell. The one thing I'll give Team Yell is the cutscenes for Team Yell for Sword and Shield aren't 30 minutes long. They're not. They're not that long. And you're trying to flush out this story with Team Star. And I feel like the sole reason, and mind you, I might be wrong because I got sick and tired of reading after 5 minutes. But the sole reason for Team Star to even come into the game, right, was because some student got all butthurt at the fact that she was bullied. So you're going to set up an organization to really try to compete, and it didn't sit right with me. I didn't feel like you have something on the line, like when you're fighting Team Aqua or Rocket or one of the other teams like you did for the other games. I feel like it added absolutely nothing to the story. It was terrible. I did not like it. And mind you, once you complete Path of Legends, the Pokemon League, and Team Star, right? So it starts the game all in one, branches out once you're done with the long, like, tutorial. Complete each storyline, right? And it all culminates in Area 0. I'll admit, the only thing I didn't like about Area 0 is the fact that you have to walk everywhere. So you're not allowed to travel fast or anything. And mind you, all of the main guys you deal with, Arvin, your rival, Cassiopeia, whatever her name was for her real name for Team Star, the leader of Team Star. You go down into Area 0 and you have to listen to him ramble as you're walking around. I feel like Area 0 really adds to like the story of Arvin, who's your buddy through the Legends, right? The Path of Legends. And it kind of makes you feel bad for him because not only did he do the Path of Legends, all because he's trying to like restore his best friend, his dog. Because like I said, that really speaks to me because I'm a big time dog person. If you couldn't tell, I got two dogs, and one of them, he's elderly. Does he act it? Not really, but he's elderly. And as you're going through, it builds more into Arvin's story. Your rival and the Team Star chick, like, absolutely nothing to do with those two. I think they could have just completely cut out the Pokemon League, being done with it, and the Team Star chick, yeah, just cut her out because they could have cut out the whole Team Star, and I would have never missed it. Area 0, I enjoyed it. It was really, really well done. Then we get to the post game. There's a lot of post game. Now, granted, you got to go back through. You got to beat all the gyms again. And not only do you have to beat all the gyms again, you got the Ace tournament where you got to become the Ace. I like it. I think it was a pretty good concept. It's kind of like a new game plus for Pokemon. On top of that, for the post game, not only do you get that, it also allows you to try to complete the Pokédex, all 400 Pokemon in this game. As of right now, is 400. Which then, once you complete the Dex, you get your Shiny Charm. Then you could start Shiny hunting, and the ability to unlock level 6 and level 7 tier raids. It's definitely worth the work, especially when you're going up against a tier 7 Charizard like they just closed out on. Definitely worth it. Overall, I would say it's a good game. I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. I would not buy both Pokemon games. I know I'm guilty. I'm super guilty of buying both games. But we're now in an era where you don't really need to buy both games. You could just buy one game, and the internet really opens up and allows you to trade and get, version exclusives. So you don't really need to buy both games. But yeah, solid 6 out of 10. Like I said, the two massive things that really held this game back for me, the Team Star storyline, I could not stand that, and the frame rate issues, the screen tearing, the floating items. Like, I never had that problem with Legends of Arceus. And mind you, I had probably just about the same amount of time in Legends of Arceus. Some positive things. We'll end this video on positive things. Has to be the story of Path of Legends, how that adds to it, and that it really feels like a familiar Pokemon game where you can go through, catch Pokemon, go through the Pokemon League, and go to the Elite Four. Overall, solid 6 out of 7. It's a decent Pokemon game. That's my honest review of Pokemon Scarlet. And y'all take it easy. Bye!